Well. If it isn't Rukia losing her ones once again, only to be saved by her brother. I think I was right. Like, I can't believe y'all tried to convince me that Rukia was cold. She ain't cold. No, I can't keep apologizing.
I am going to remind you in advance that I am very sorry and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving up.
I knew this episode was peak when Illumi from Hunter x Hunter started genuinely tweaking.
I ain't no bitch, Chef. I don't give a I ain't no bitch. What? I'm not no bitch.
But Bleach aired arguably its best episode yet, and the second part in general of the 1000-year Blood War has picked up exactly where it left off. Endless bankais, insane reveals, and just straight up death matches between two extremely powerful armies. Like, this in no way is what Bleach used to be. This season is going band for band with iconic anime. I mean, from Gear 5 to Jujutsu Kaisen's best episodes yet, I don't know what's more impressive. But all I know is that we have amazing anime out, and I really love this season so far. Actually enough to have already made a video on it. But I was wrong. Kinda. I got really great feedback from this video, and it was likely the best thumbnail I've ever made. But early reactions showed that I had somewhat missed the mark. And again, as my title says, I was...
Your mind may not want to accept these revelations. But inside you there's a voice saying, accept it, it's the truth.
This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win!
You thought I was gonna admit that I was wrong? Well, I am. This situation can entirely be summed up as winning the argument for the wrong reasons. And as someone who's dealt with that, as I'm sure many of you have, it's annoying. So I will be the bigger person and own up to my own faults and backtrack just a little bit. Specifically, despite my praise for the show and how great it became, I also claim that Bleach has a lot of quote-unquote plot holes. Long story short, Bleach doesn't have said plot holes despite my claim. But instead, it does have a lot of questions that have answers and just aren't laid out in front of you. And this is where it gets tricky to me, because that's still an issue. The reason my video was still supported by the majority, despite openly being wrong in some aspects, is that the average Bleach viewer had a similar experience as I did. When I first watched it, I loved it. I even skipped the fillers, so I was only seeing the best parts. I thought the character design was dope, and the soundtrack was one of the best I've heard. It had this cool vibe to it, a badass protagonist, and one of the greatest villains in anime. But I still had some questions throughout. They weren't bothering me so much as a question, but I couldn't help but sit there and wonder. And then the first part of 1000-year Blood War aired with a lot of answers to those questions, but it still felt out of the blue. Like Ichigo's power? Oh, it's cause his mom's a Quincy. Oh, his sword, who said his name but it was blurred out before? That's actually Yawatch, who formed because Ichigo is the only half Quincy, half Soul Reaper, which goes back to Ichigo's mom being a Quincy. So I think you could see, instead of being spread out, a lot of answers were bombarded in the new arc. A lot of us, including myself, weren't that bothered because the improving in pacing, animation, and just overall a better show than it used to be. But after a lot of people swore that it has no flaws, I looked back and felt otherwise. And I'm not the only one. This article that quite literally praised Bleach for how good it became also states that things kind of just happen. And I quote, "The explanations for Ichigo's power make sense but weren't hinted at early on, and the final few episodes aren't nearly as brisk as the early ones." And maybe me and this article writer are just lazy viewers, but what some Bleach fans have to understand is that not everyone who watched the original Bleach enjoyed every second of it or read the source material, which I'm sure was much more coherent than the anime. And secondly, why do we get so stuck on the critique of past Bleach, when the Bleach anime right now is that good? Again and again, it's going toe to toe with anime collabing with Warner Bros. And possibly one of the best anime in the making. Like, some Bleach fans completely missed the praise I had for the show. I don't know what y'all want me to do. Am I supposed to get on my knees for a character or something? Bleach has been constantly one-upping itself without Ichigo in a single episode yet, and we're already 6 episodes in. And I really have to praise this specific episode. From beginning to end, it was one of the best I've ever seen. It started with this man explaining that you watch don't even need this army in the first place because they all come from him. Literally, they are his
What?
And then instantly stealing the spotlight was Askeladd, a true embodiment of fear. Bleach already has great style, but the way they went above and beyond for what seemed like another villain at first was amazing. Add Byakuya's new and improved sword, and of course, Rukia's beautiful Bankai, and this was an episode for the ages. It's been solidified as one of the greats, especially on the manga side, but the anime is finally being made with the care it deserved. This adaptation genuinely feels like it was made by a talented fan. The passion leaks through the screen, and I cannot wait to see the next episode.